So welcome guys back to another video on the channel. We're doing another episode of Arsenal Transfer News Daily. Today we'll be talking about Julian Brandt, as reportedly he is tempted at the idea of joining Arsenal. Also, reports are suggesting today that Ceballos could leave the club, as well as Sokratis, who is reportedly closing in on an exit after agreeing terms with Fenerbahce, as well as looking at Kalazanac, who has now finally leave the club officially. So we'll be going through the report of that, of what Edu has said. So let's get straight into it. First bit of news is on Julian Brandt, as the Borussia Dortmund misfit is open to the idea of joining Arsenal at the end of the season, according to reports in Germany. Arsenal had several bids rejected for Leon Toussaint in the summer transfer window, but have turned their attentions away from the Frenchman this winter, with Isco, Jordan and Marcel Sabitzer heavily linked in recent days. Technical director Edu has made no secret of the club's need for an attacking player with creativity, and Mikel Arteta has made it clear he's after an immensely he's keen for reinforcements in the middle of the park after an immensely disappointing start to the season. And according to Buzz Christian Folk, Brandt has emerged as a serious target for Arsenal, with discussions well underway in North London over a possible bid to land the versatile 24-year-old. Brandt has had an impressive debut campaign at Borussia Dortmund last summer after a high-profile £22 million move from Bayer Leverkusen, but has dropped down the pecking order, and the Gunners are ready to test the Bundesliga club's resolve. Arsenal Academy boss Per Mertesacker and Brandt share the same agent, and Folk claims the German international is tempted by the prospect of a switch to the Emirates. However, Dortmund are not preparing to sanction a transfer midway through the campaign, meaning the Gunners will most likely have to wait until next summer to reach an agreement. Just days before his dismissal at Dortmund, Lucien Favre backed Brandt to bounce back from his recent struggles and urged fans to be patient with the attacking midfielder. He said that people say he's not in his best form lately and he had some bad ball losses, but I don't think he's played that badly. He said, tactically speaking, he runs very well in behind the opposition lines. That's where he plays as a striker sometimes. He is quite fast and can run deep. We need that, and he can do it very, very well. Dortmund sporting director Michael Zorc said, "We know that Julian can play better than he has been recently. The important thing is he continues to work on himself." At his press conference on Thursday, Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta confirmed he was working with the club over potential new arrivals. "A lot of things that could happened in the summer, we could not accomplish them for different reasons," the Spaniard told the media. "There are a lot of players that are going on loan, they are leaving. That's the priority at the moment, because we cannot sustain the numbers we have in certain positions. We are looking to do that, and we'll see if we have the right opportunities in the positions that we need to. We need some help that we're trying to work with the club to try and address them." And yeah, that is what Mikel Arteta said on new signings in his press conference. And the news obviously on Julian Brandt, that he does want an Arsenal move. Now it's going to be very interesting to see if Arsenal do make a move in January, or we wait until the summer, because obviously Arteta alluded to the fact that we might be getting rid of players in January, and then more players off the wage book, so we might go and splash that money in the summer window next summer. It will be very interesting to see what we do in this window. I don't see us going after Julian Brandt. Maybe we'll put in one or two bids just to see where Borussia Dortmund are at. I'm not too sure what sort of price they would want. It would be very interesting to see. But yeah, we do have alright links with obviously Dortmund, Sven Misson, that I've already talked about this. So go check out my previous video on Julian Brandt if you want to check out on that. So yeah, that is the news that Julian Brandt wants the Arsenal move, and we'll just have to see when Arsenal make a move for him. Next bit of news is on Ceballos, and there are reports coming out today that he could reportedly leave Arsenal in January, according to Calcio Mercato. They are a news agency in Italy. They were reporting the Lucas Torreira links to Fiorentina and other clubs over there, and I'll be honest with you, Sampdoria, some other clubs as well, and they're not the most reliable when it comes to news, including Arsenal players. They got quite a few things wrong. But Ceballos has been linked to AC Milan, as Real Madrid or Arsenal could rip up his loan deal, and he could go back to Real Madrid and then go to AC Milan. That is a real possibility that could happen. For me, I wouldn't mind. It would be good to see him. I wouldn't miss him. I don't think he'll be much of a problem. He hasn't really done well for us this season. Towards the back end of last season, he did well after lockdown, which is why we extended his loan deal for another year. Maybe we could do some sort of deal where we give them back Ceballos and have Isco back for 6 months. That could be something we do, and that is something that would work in Arsenal's favour, because we're putting one player out to get one player in. In terms of our squad numbers, you know, we need to get a lot of players out so we can get players in. So if we get Ceballos out and then get Isco in, that would work very nicely in our favour. And with the relationship with Real Madrid we do have, which is a pretty good one, because we do have Ceballos on loan, then it could be a deal we do quite easily, and I won't be surprised if we do get this one over the line. But I think, yeah, Dani Ceballos, he has to kind of leave the club. He's one of those, he's just not been good enough. He hasn't been getting a lot of game time this season. Obviously Mohamed Elneny has been so good. The recent emergence of Emil Smith-Rowe, you know, he's been playing really well as well, a lot of people have been saying. So, you know, Dani Ceballos, will he get much game time, especially with Thomas Partey coming back into the fold, Granit Xhaka already being there, you got Guendouzi already at the club, Torreira. So yeah, it's going to be difficult for Ceballos to have a long-term future at the club, and he's got 6 months left on his loan. I don't think we should extend it. I think it would be good if we terminate that right now, and I wouldn't put it past me, and I think it's a good thing. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you terminate Dani Ceballos' loan 6 months early? Would you let him ride it out? Yeah, leave that in the comment section down below. Next bit of news is on Sokratis, as he has been linked to Napoli and Fenerbahce. Also some reports are suggesting that he has a deal in principle with Fenerbahce to leave the club in January. Right now the Greek defender has been frozen out by manager Mikel Arteta, who is looking to ship off all his unwanted players in the January transfer window. Sokratis signed for the North Londoners in a £17 million deal from Bundesliga side Borussia Dortmund in 2018. The 32-year-old's contract expires in the summer, so the Gunners are open to letting him leave in the winter to cash in on him before he becomes a free agent. Yeah, so it's a tricky one, because he came for so much money. You know, he was on quite a good contract, I think it was like 92 grand a week he's on, and it's finally now expiring at the end of this season. And I'll be honest with you, Sokratis hasn't been that bad, but £17 million plus all the wages has been on, possibly, you know, even more add-ons. I don't think he's worth that much, but I think for what we've got of him, you know, Unai Emery's first season, he was pretty decent. You know, even Mikel Arteta, when he used him in some games, you know, remember the Portsmouth game we won, he reused him. Manchester United at home New Year's Day last year, remember, he did well in that game, he scored. So he's not been all bad, Sokratis, and I don't think it's been the worst signing out of the lot, and I don't think he's the biggest worry. But we need to clear out our wage bill, and if he's not going to make squads, if he's not going to play, there's something clearly wrong there. I don't think it's his attitude. I think it's just one of those. He's just not going to play, can't get into squads, and I think we just need to let him go now. And he's done good service to the club while he's been here. He's not been worth the money he's come for, but yeah, what can he do about it? And Sokratis, he's one of those players that could have left in the summer, but Napoli couldn't sell Koulibaly, so they couldn't bring in Sokratis. And Fenerbahce, it's going to be a tricky one because they're linked with Ozil as well as Sokratis. So can they take on the wages of both of these players? It'll be very difficult, let alone just one of them. So it'll very tricky to see whether he does go to Fenerbahce or whether Ozil. I'm not too sure the situation there. We'll have to find out in the next, you know, coming days, next weeks, what happens to Sokratis. I do see him leaving in this window. I don't see him riding out another 6 months. I can see Ozil riding it out for 6 months, but I don't see Sokratis doing it because he's a player that does want to play, he has ambitions, and he would want to play football. And he was so close to leaving to Napoli for £4 million in the summer, so I'm pretty sure you'd want to get his move there now. So yeah, that is the news on Sokratis. That he could be leaving in the winter for nothing to Napoli or Fenerbahce, and his contract is on 92 grand a week. The last bit of news is on Sead Kolasinac. We are going to be reading the official thing Arsenal have put out on him. Sead Kolasinac has agreed to join Bundesliga side Schalke on loan for the remainder of the season. The Bosnian Herzegovina international will be returning to the club he joined as a youth player and spent 5 years in their first team before signing for us in June 2017. Sead has made 130 appearances for us, and his fine performance is on our way to the 2019 Europa League final, or recognised when he was named in the 2018-19 UEFA Europa League squad of the season. Sead was also part of our FA Cup winning squad against Chelsea last August. Technical director Edu said Sead needs to be playing regularly, so we have decided that a move back to Germany with Schalke will benefit him at this moment. We'll be keeping in close contact with Sead and wish him huge success for the remainder of the season with Schalke. The loan move is subject to the completion of legal and regulatory processes and is effective on January the 4th. That is officially what Arsenal have put out on Sead Kolasinac, and yeah, he's left the club, he's gone to Schalke, and the reports are saying that he has taken a 50% wage cut to join Schalke. on a loan deal, so Arsenal don't have to pay anything while he's out on loan. His contract expires in 2022, so if Schalke get relegated, he will be coming back in 6 months. If Schalke do stay up, then he'll be going there on a permanent deal. I'm not sure how much it will cost or anything, but again, he is on around 140 grand a week, so the fact that he has taken a 50% pay cut to join his boyhood club, I think the only reason he would take a pay cut is to join his boyhood club, you know what I mean? Because I don't think he would do it for any other club. He was close to joining Bayer Leverkusen in the summer for £11 million, but they couldn't agree on personal terms, so the move collapsed. But yeah, I think it's a good move for him for his career. Schalke are sitting bottom of the Bundesliga, so you know he needs to get them out of trouble there, and hopefully he can do so. He is joining Schalke to become their captain, leading them to the end of the season, and wish all the best for Sead Kolasinac, but we need to get the dross out, and he is one of them. He is part of the problem, and yeah, Thomas the Tank has left the building. And so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.